Okay, so we're back with another explainer video for the Data Expert SQL Question series. In this video, we are going to talk about identifying the bank robber. So this one's a lot of fun. We'll jump right in here. Using table playground.suspect, filter out suspects who cannot be the bank robber based on the following clues. The robber is not taller than 170 centimeters, and their name matches the pattern B period space GRE question mark N, where the first letter of the name is capital B or lowercase b, and the surname is similar to Green, but with the fourth letter being unreadable and potentially any character. The match should be case insensitive. For each suspect that fits these criteria, select their ID, name, and surname. Order the results by suspect ID in ascending order. All right, so there's some things baked in there, but we'll dig through that. The table we're going to be querying is the suspect table here, and it has columns ID, name, surname, height, and weight. Our results set needs to contain ID, name, and surname. So let's take a peek at the data here. Okay, so we have multiple values here, and we can see we've got a 170 and a 172. You see that the height for several of the users is lower than 170. So we want to get rid of, or we want to capture those users that are not taller, right there. So let's go ahead and build out a basic query structure with just the values we need, and we're going to say select ID, name, and surname from playground.suspect. Okay, so we can go ahead and grab their height just for illustration purposes, but we also want to filter, right? We want anyone that is not taller than 170 centimeters. So we are going to say where height less than equal to 170. Let's see how that works. Okay, so we can see there was somebody earlier that was 172 centimeters in height, and we want to, we'll just peek real quick just to make sure we're on point. And balefire. Okay. So the next step we're going to talk about. We need to figure out how we're going to match this pattern. So there's a few ways you can do this, I think, but I'm fairly comfortable with regex, so I'm going to create a regex. And I want to talk about this just a little bit, so we will create a little comment section here. And when we think about this pattern here, we'll copy this down here so we can talk about it. Okay, so we know that this character here needs to be either B uppercase or B lowercase, right? So we're going to create a regex, and we're going to put in this value because we want to be case insensitive, and I'll try and dig up some links and put them in here so that there's some references. But the next thing we know is that the beginning of our pattern needs to be here, right? So we want to match the beginning. We'll use a caret for that, and then we'll say B. Now we need to account for this to either be a name or a period, right? They didn't really say. Right, so what we can do there, just to make sure we capture all instances, we can say dot star. Now the dot star in regular expression speak means greedy, right? So it's greedy, it's going to greedy match up until the next character in the pattern, which is going to be the G, and then we'll add our RE. Now we also need to account for this potentially being any character or even just garbage, right? It could be a question mark. So we're just going to use a dot to match any character, and then we're going to tack on our N. Now we're at the end of our match, right? So what we want to do there is we want to put in a $sign. That denotes end of string, right? So what we can do is we can go in here and we can say, and, sorry, I'm going to look at my notes. All right, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so what we also need to realize that when we're looking at this, right, we've got the name and the surname, where the first letter of the name and the surname is similar. So we need to run this pattern match against the whole or a combined string of name plus surname. So we can do that with a concat statement, and we'll start by regular expression, or regular expression like, and then the next piece we want is that combined name plus surname. So we'll go ahead and we'll say concat name, and then we'll put a space between them, and then we'll say surname. Okay, so that gets us, that completes this piece, which gives us that combined value. And then we'll say comma, and we'll put in this value as like so. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so if we take that, if we go back and look, right, that has filtered out all of these other users that were similar but did not match that expression. See this? So, yep. All right. So when we run our statement, just default, we still have them out of order, right? So we want them ordered by suspect ID. Okay. And they are already in order, but that's likely due to being a sample data set. So we'll just go ahead and order them by ID ascending. And run one last time just to verify, and then we can go ahead and clean up and make sure we're not grabbing values that weren't requested. Oh, ordered by. And there we have it. If there's any questions or comments, drop a note, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.